Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, giving you all the State of the Saints podcast halftime report. The New Orleans Saints are down big in the first half by a score of 24-3. And what you can only say is one of the most embarrassing first halves I think I've seen from the New Orleans Saints in a very, very long time. You know, Who That Nation? What I'm about to say might make some Saints fans upset. Some of you might get a little bit perturbed at what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said. A game like this needed to happen. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but it needed to happen because you have a lot of Saints fans out here that are in complete denial about what this team actually is. Some of you fell in love with the 2-game winning streak and just thought to yourself, well, man, maybe the Saints are for real. Maybe this is a legit team. But I've been telling y'all for the last couple of weeks, you got to take this in stride. I mean, you got to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad because this is not a good football team. And for people that are trying to squint their eyes and trying to like really look close to try to make DA look as a head coach, I'm glad that this game is happening because the thing that has kept DA around, the thing that has kept people trying to lobby for this guy, saying that it's not his fault, the same thing that he is good at is the reason why the Saints are down today, and that is the defense. The defense has absolutely no answer for Josh Dobbs. The guy basically is doing whatever the hell he wants. If he wants to run for a big gain, he does. If he wants to pass down the field for TJ Hawkinson, he can. If he wants to throw a pass to Jordan Addison, he can. If he wants to throw a pass out of the backfield to Chandler, he can. And it's all on Dennis Allen because he's the one out there calling the defense. And I'm going to continue to say this. The Saints will not be anything until Dennis Allen is no longer on the sidelines, until Pete Carmichael is no longer the offensive coordinator, and the Saints finally realize that it's time to move on from the remnants of what is Sean Payton and Drew Brees. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I mean, I don't understand how anybody can lobby for Dennis Allen these days. I don't see how anybody can try to make this seem like this team is going anywhere with this guy. And it's funny to actually watch people on here try to conjoin their fandom and love for the Saints to Dennis Allen. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I don't love the Saints very much because I'm not a fan of Dennis Allen. This is embarrassing. I mean, just downright embarrassing. I can't even really say anything about the offense because, damn, they ain't been out there very long. I mean, a couple plays I've seen from Alvin Kamara, the running game looked like it works. But now that you're down 24-3, you're going to have to throw your way back into the game. You're going to have to basically suspend the run game. So this is going to be one of those games where Derek Carr is probably going to throw the ball about 60 times, and the New Orleans Saints are probably going to be doing absolutely nothing. So it's embarrassing. It's pathetic, but I'm glad that it's happening because I need Dennis Allen out the door. And if Mickey Loomis doesn't look at a game like this where you actually are going up against a coach that is inept, a coach that is capable of making adjustments, a coach that is capable of leading his team to the playoffs, and realize that Dennis Allen isn't capable of coaching up a team that is going up against a coach that knows what the hell he's doing and a quarterback that knows what the hell he's doing, I don't know what to tell you. Now, what I expect in the second half, once again, Derek Carr throwing the ball about 60 times, and the Saints trying to put together some type of second half heroics to try to get themselves back into the game. This is pathetic. I don't care what this game ends up being like. I mean, it's more of the same thing week after week after week, where the Saints just are incapable of doing certain things in the first half, and they're behind the 8 ball in the second half because they are incapable of stopping teams and allowing quarterbacks to look like the second coming to Tom Brady in the first half. So I just hope that the Saints kind of realize what the hell is going on here and they make the adjustments at the end of the season. I don't care if the Saints win a division because this division sucks. I don't care if the Saints make the playoffs because the Saints more than likely will make the playoffs because the division sucks. They need to go ahead and remove themselves from Dennis Allen, find themselves a capable coach that is willing to make these adjustments while you still have the talent on your team that is capable of possibly making the playoffs, because this is absolutely embarrassing. it's tough to watch, and you got to be a real true Saints fan to subject yourself to this BS that we're watching right now. Let me go ahead and read some of your comments, and we'll go ahead and go from there. I'm gonna stroll up. Thank y'all for being here. 454 people watching this halftime show. Please hit the like button. Let's see. They won't fire him, LOL, at all. They are not going to ever fire him. He will have at least another 5 seasons. Yeah, if you have another 5 seasons of Dennis Allen, you're gonna have less and less fans showing up to these games, and you're gonna have less and less fans supporting this team. Because if your ego is bigger than the greater good of this team, why the hell should we subject ourselves to watching this damn football team? Like, seriously. Like, if you are just keen on being right and looking at optics and not looking at the reality of it, then why in the world should we subject ourselves to watching this football team? Why should we pay our hard-earned money to watch you wet the bed and go to Vegas and put it all on black and hopefully that you score big with Dennis Allen? I mean, it's too much of a mixed bag. This dude is not a good head coach, and it's ridiculous. Like, this is a joke. Like, you have people out here that was really trying to lobby for this dude after a 2-game winning streak, when you had quarterbacks like Gardner Minshew and Tyson Bagent out there lighting their ass up in the first half. So anybody that's talking to me about that is an absolute moron, and they shouldn't talk football anymore. It is just that simple. Like, if anybody out here trying to lobby for Dennis Allen and they feel like their fandom is conjoined with that, they're a moron, and I don't want to talk football with you. So don't even waste your time tweeting me. If I put a tweet up, don't even waste your time putting your comments in the chat, because I'm not going to read them sons of you-know-whats, because obviously you're a troll or you're just absolutely delusional and you don't know a damn thing about football, which is hilarious to me. Let's see. T.O. wins. We need at least 2 turnovers. Yeah, I mean, look, they need they need everything to win this football game today. Let's see. As well as they should, no more running just past the ball, especially because they're down by 3 scores in the first half, and Dobbs is walking up the field. I mean, this dude is absolutely out there just tearing these boys up. Like, I had to like kind of rub my eyes a little bit. I'm trying to wonder, was that Josh Dobbs or was that Josh Allen out there? I'm just wondering. Like, this dude is out there lighting these boys up. Like, it's embarrassing. Let's see. Pete game plan was for Michael Thomas today, and now he can't adjust, which is sad. Look, I can't even tell you what the offense is actually doing. Like, seriously, like I can't even really go at the offense like that, because they ain't been out on the field long enough. Like, the defense has been out on the field the whole time. It's hard for me to evaluate the offense based on, I mean, the defense being out there so long. I mean, I can't even get mad at Pete Carmichael in this case, because I don't know what the offense is doing. I mean, you can talk about that screen pass that had an opportunity of going far that Alvin Kamara caught, but outside of that, like, what has the offense done? Like, to be honest with you, I haven't seen anything. Like, I don't know what to say about the offense. I mean, the defense is out there all game, getting torched, roasted, and toasted out there, channeling there in the 2016. Let's see. Edwin says, TJ, I'm tired. Loomis needs to be held accountable. Loomis needs to be held accountable if he keeps Dennis Allen as the head coach. Like, seriously. Like, that is just that would be just the biggest middle finger to the fans. And honestly, that would just be the biggest power trip I've ever seen on this side of Donald J. Trump. Like, seriously, like, this is absolutely, that would be the biggest power trip that I have ever seen. Like, you got to go Vince McMahon type stuff right there. Like, for you to sit up here and watch this team be as mediocre and as pedestrian as somebody walking across the street, and you still go out there and try to bring this guy back again and try to convince fans that this dude is the answer. Like, that is just basically like you standing in the middle of the street and just unloading a AK-47 and just saying, I ain't gonna go to jail. Like, that's what that's equivalent to me. It's like saying, like, no matter what I do, nothing is going to happen to me. Like, something has got to give. Like, look, this team is who it is. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, I have no emotional investment in this team at all watching these games. That is what this front office has done for me. But after this year, if they're doing the same things, like, I think that I'm gonna turn it up, man. I'm definitely going to turn it up, because somebody needs to be fired, and it goes a little bit deeper than Dennis Allen at that point. It should be Mickey Loomis as well, because this is some power trip type stuff. If you're watching this team with all of this talent, It's not like you're missing a bunch of guys. They got their complete talent intact, and they still cannot win football games against credible opponents. Like, how can you sit up here and justify that? You can't, unless you just feel like you got your job security in a bag and you just don't care. And you just trying to, rub elbows and keep people around that you like at zero expense. Saints need to go get Jim Harbaugh from Michigan today. Matter of fact, I expect them to do it before the end of the day. Well, I don't expect for them to do it at the end of the day, but something has got to give. Something has got to give. Like, for real, if Dennis Allen comes back and coaches the New Orleans Saints in 2024, Mickey Loomis needs to be fired. Like, at the end of if it don't pan out, Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen need to get up out of here, because no competent general manager that feels like their job is on the line is watching this team with a mixed bag and an incompetent coach that is incapable of coaching and winning football games against competent opponents. Like, if you're watching this and still feel like this dude can lead this team anywhere, like, you're an absolute idiot. Like, seriously, like, you got to be an idiot, or the fact that you're not good at your job. I don't think that Mickey Loomis is an idiot. So right now, I just feel like maybe he feels like he has tenure. He feels like nothing is going to happen to him, so he feels like he can do whatever the hell he wants. Or maybe it was just the fact that the shadow of Sean Payton was cast so big that he felt like he was small, and the fact that Dennis Allen is the head coach, it gives him opportunity to be thrust into the spotlight or something. I don't know, but maybe it's just some spotlight or some attention that he desperately sought, but he couldn't get from Sean Payton. But regardless, like, you're going to get yourself fired messing around with Dennis Allen. I'm serious. Like, you're going to get fired. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or maybe about it. But what people asking me what I expect in the second half. What do I expect in the second half? Like I said, I expect for the New Orleans Saints to go out here, throw the football, throw themselves back into the game. I don't see that happening. Might make it interesting, might score some touchdowns. If you're playing fantasy football, might get some points. Probably the type of game that you want if you got certain players in fantasy football. But, man, this is just bad. But this needed to be done. Like, this game needed to look this way, because now they can't fake the funk. Like, you can come in here and talk about a 2-game winning streak all you want, but it's pretty obvious that Dennis Allen is in over his head, and he is continuing to be in over his head. And right now is painstakingly obvious. And don't give me that stuff. And here's another thing for all you Derek Carr's people out there. Okay, why is it that we need time? We need time for Derek Carr, right? We need time for him. We need time, right? Why is it that Derek Carr has played for the New Orleans Saints for 10 weeks? For the last 3 weeks, he looks pretty competent. But Josh Dobbs has come out here, and he's been with the Minnesota Vikings not even 2 weeks yet, and he's lighting up the New Orleans Saints. But I digress. Thank you all so much for checking out the halftime show. Enjoy the second half. We'll be back for the post-game show immediately following the Saints versus Minnesota Vikings game. Man, I don't know what to expect. I expect to take your phone calls, and I expect to talk a little bit about this game. Good, bad, the ugly. Hopefully the Saints can make it interesting. No need to read the stats, folks. I mean, it's pretty bad stuff here. Enjoy the second half. We'll be back. Till next time, all I got to say is